It says in Haggadah shel Pesach, the story, Maaseh Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria. Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria dice, הרי אני כבן 70 שנה. I am like as if I have 70 years. And then he says that he wants to teach that you have to memory the Yetziat Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt, not only by day, also by night. Because there's a mitzvah every day to Leman Tizkor et Yom Tzedcha Meret Mitzrayim, to have the memory of Yetziat Mitzrayim. He also wanted that by night, not only by day, also by night, you should mention Yetziat Mitzrayim in the prayer. And then it says how he brought it. And it finishes up saying that you mention Yetziat Mitzrayim by day, and you also mention Yetziat Mitzrayim by night, and not only that, you mention Yetziat Mitzrayim be'olam hazeh, and also be'olam haba, be'yemot HaMashiach, kol yemei chayecha lehavi liyemot HaMashiach. All the days of your life, even Yemot HaMashiach, we're going to mention Yetziat Mitzrayim. The question is, why does Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria, why he was the man that he was looking to teach that teaching? Why does he say that he was 70 years? What is this detail so important, that I am like as if I have 70 years? The Gemara says our story that he really had 18 years. He was a young man. But in that day, they chose them to become a leader. They chose them to be the Nasi, the leader of the Jewish nation in that generation. And he was very young. And his wife told them, you have a black beard, you're young. You're not ready to be a leader of Am Yisrael. And he said, no. And so that night, there's a miracle, and he got some white hair in his beard, and then it says that he looked like 70 years, and that's what he said. I am as if I have 70 years. Question is, why is that so important, and what is this connected to commemorating the going out of Egypt? Or what's the connection of the whole story? So the Rebbe explains that Yetziat Mitzrayim is the idea of going out of exile. This is not only the moment of Yetziat Mitzrayim that happened 3,333 and 30 so years ago. Yeah, this is something that is happening the whole time. Mitzrayim is the inner exile. Meitzar, this is the limits and all kinds of meitzar that a person has in his inner life, limits and boundaries and things that does not let you be free, be really free with yourself, being able to express your own depth and your real self. So, Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria, he was one of the first leaders in Am Yisrael after the destroying of the Second Temple. The Bet Mikdash was destroyed a few years ago, and Am Yisrael is in a place starting now a long journey of galut, of darkness, of exile, of choshech, and people are like, it's night, it's hard. In the time of the Bet Mikdash, when the light of the Shekhinah, the light of God, was revealed, it was very easy to be connected, to feel free, to go out of your own Egypt, of your own Mitzrayim, of your own backs, because you felt godliness in the Bet Mikdash, in the Holy Temple. But the Golus now, we're starting a generation, a new time, which is a time of galut, of exile, of darkness. Comes the leader, Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria, which he's becoming now a leader of Am Yisrael, which the word leader in Hebrew is Nasi. Nasi comes from the word leit nasot, elevate. he elevates the nation. He elevates the people. The leader is the one who elevates. He elevates Am Yisrael. So he sees Am Yisrael suffering in the exile, in the darkness. So comes Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria, and he wants to elevate Am Yisrael. And he wants that the Yetziat Mitzrayim, going out of Egypt, should be mentioned not only by day. Day means when there is light, when everything is open. Also by night, in Galut, in darkness, in moments of darkness, a Yid should be elevated. A Yid is not part of the exile. A Jew is never part of the darkness. A Jew is always in a place of redemption, and a place of Geulah. So that's why Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria says, I want to make sure that even in moments of night, we should also leave Yetziat Mitzrayim, be on top of the situation, on top of the exile, on top of the darkness, not part of it. Arei ani keben 70 shana. That's why he mentioned 70 years. 70 years is what shows the idea of number 70 is the years of a person in life. 70 years, it's explained in Chassidut that 70 years has to do with the 7 qualities, the 7 midot that a person has. Each 7 has 10, 7 times 10. So that's 70, which is the 7 midot in a full manner, which a person has to work on himself and refine and purify to be ready to go out of his own exile. 70 also, and letters, the letter Ayin and the letters of Aleph Beis, the letter Ayin is the number is 70, which means Ayin also means the eye. To have your open eyes, to be able to open your eyes and see the redemption even in moments of darkness. That's the Nasi, that's the leader, that's Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria. And that's why he says, I am like as if I already have 70 years. I'm already in that situation, which I came to that shleimut, that I already have 70 years, and I have my eyes open. And now I'm becoming a leader to elevate the Jewish nation, elevate the people, that they should see the Geulah, the redemption, and Galut also. And that's why the Mishnah and Haggadah Shel Pesach finishes, Kol Yemei Chayecha Lavi Limot HaMashiach. That power of being all your life, even when a Jew is still in time of exile, nevertheless he feels that his life is dedicated Lavi Limot HaMashiach, to bring Mashiach. That's what a leader does. That's the target of a real leader. And we're holding now this year in 70 years of the Rebbe's leadership. So those words of Haggadah Shel Pesach, thinking about us now in our generation, that we're standing in the end of their long exile. So we have that leader of our generation, the Rabbi Elazar ben Azaria of our generation, which he spoke all time. He teaches us how do we have the La'avi Limot HaMashiach. Our person is able, being in the exile, and at the same time being beyond Choshech, beyond darkness, beyond Galut, and our life should be dedicated La'avi Limot HaMashiach. So this is the year, 70 years of leadership of the Rebbe. We have to take that lesson that the Rebbe shows us and teaches us and bring it to the world and make that this world should become a world of redemption, and we should see the La'avi Limot HaMashiach with our eyes in a physical manner in these days.